Good afternoon and good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream 266. I hope everyone is having a good Thursday. We are back with a bunch of ridiculousness. Of course, we're going to talk about the decision that came down last night regarding Yaniv and the ball waxing debacle. And there's an update on the James Younger case that we are going to talk about as well. Also, Gunfox and Pinkalo have sent some stories to us today that we're going to read. So, and I have two science articles that, because of the James Younger story kind of breaking on Tuesday, that we didn't get to read. So we're going to close out the stream with those. I hope that will cover us through till the end of the stream. So let's see who's here. Let's see who's wandering in. We've got Havoc, Vladimirovich, hello. Zombie Teddy, hello. Dr. No, hello. Glad to have all of you here. Please remember to like and share the stream. And remember, there is the GoFundMe link and the Streamlabs link in the description. We are halfway to the goal for the GoFundMe, and the wedding is about 4 months away. So any sharing or contribution is appreciated. So let's go to the first story that we've got. This one came from Pinkalo. It's Dad sues posh school after expulsion of girl at center of bullying complaint. Oh, I wonder if he's one of those, my kids would never ever bully, or I wonder if she's the bullying victim and she's been expelled. Let's see what the story is. This is going to be a cold read. Some of these stories I read, some of them I like to react to live. So this is it's going to be one of those. So let's read here and let's see what this is about here. If we can get through all of these friggin' links. Holy moly. Okay. So this guy's name is Andrew Rogerson. And the girl is 7, I guess, and her name is Grace. So this is the photo of them. Let me go up a bit so you can see it. Okay, so let's read this here.
The father of a little girl kicked out of posh Havergal College is suing the all-girls private school for $5.5 million and is seeking an injunction to stop her expulsion.
$5.5 million? And okay, so you expect her to have a good experience at that school after suing them for $5.5 million? Why wouldn't you just get them to revoke the expulsion but take her to a different school? Because nobody will treat her the same after that, even if you lose the case. You know, she's always going to be known as the daughter of the guy who sued the school. Come on, don't do that to her.
Andrew Rogerson says he's repeatedly complained that the $35,000 a year school was doing nothing to stop the bullying of his 7-year-old daughter Grace. The alleged troublemaker belonged to a prominent Toronto family with deep pockets, and so instead of dealing with the bully, he says, Virgil has decided to turf her victim.
Okay, so she is the victim, and the school has, and he is alleging the school has decided instead of dealing with the bully, they're going to get rid of her. And it's a $35,000 a year school. Holy shit. That's, if he's saying that the troublemaker belongs to a wealthy family, like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. You sent me an article about Tarantino, Dr. No. Okay, I'll check that out. So I wonder if the article goes into details about the complaint.
My wife and I are dated, says Rogerson, 62. If it was any other kid, they'd be the ones who were out. Ironically, he's now the one accused of being a bully. You are currently on a text.
Interesting. Okay, let's read on and see what's going on here.
The school head has told him his daughter has done nothing wrong, but that it was his behavior. Rogerson admits to raising his voice in frustration to a junior teacher that violated their code of conduct and requires Grace to withdraw from Havergal by November 5th. What about their code of conduct about a student not hitting another? The dad demands. Even if I did raise my voice, is that something to cause a 7-year-old child to have to leave in 3 weeks?
Okay, so he got angry and raised his voice, and that's okay. So holy fuck. So the headmistress is admitting that the daughter hasn't done anything wrong, but because he got loud, she has to leave. But the kid who's hitting other kids doesn't have to leave because their parents are being quiet. Wow. And this is a Toronto private school, apparently. This is all some serious cheddar, says Duck Dog. You're not wrong, dude.
Story continues below.
Oh.
FS frame. So the estate litigation lawyer is taking the school to court.
You know what? I don't blame him. Because if nobody was listening to me and when I was trying to fight for my kid who's being bullied, and I raised my voice a little bit, and they kick my kid out because I got loud and that hurt their feelings, I would be like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, you don't get to do that. That's bullshit. You don't like that I got loud because you're not doing your job, so you're going to kick out my kid? You're going to punish my kid? Fuck you.
The statement of claim identifies Grace as a visible minority at Havergal, being a daughter of Asian and Australian descent. Beginning in around October of 2018, Grace has been subject to consistent verbal and physical bullying at the hands of another Havergal pupil, who is Caucasian. Her family has considerable influence in the Havergal community and the Toronto community. They are listed benefactors of the school.
So they're playing the race card. Okay, come on, guys. Why can't you just stick to the actual bullying facts and not like did she say racist stuff, or was she just picking on her and the teachers weren't doing anything? Like,
according to the lawsuit, the Rogersons tried to work with the school to end the bullying. Not only have their concerns been dismissed, but the defendants have now decided to expel Grace and not the bully, a non-minority white child, from Havergal College.
Yeah, okay. Come on, guys. Do you have to do that? Do you have to make yourself cheapen your case by doing the race thing? You have a good case. You don't need to play the race card. Why didn't she follow Trudeau's stance on bullying, which is hit the bully and tell them I love you? That's a good one, Dr. No.
The school agreed to play Grace expelled to the Christmas break, has yet to issue a statement of defense. None of the allegations have been proven in court, and Havergal did not return a request for comment.
So, Merry Christmas. This is when you get expelled. And we're still expelling it. Like, what? Wow. Why? I would not want my kid to continue going to this school.
After rushing schools, the Rogersons wanted a Virgil for their daughter. Getting in, Rogerson says, meant not only a hefty check but also several interviews and an essay on why they wanted Grace to attend. I asked about bullying and they said there was zero tolerance, he recalls. Once she was accepted into junior kindergarten, the family relocated here from Barrie. For more convenience, they recently moved into a condo right across from Havergal. I thought she'd be there right up to grade 12.
Okay, so wow, that sucks. Like, if this is true and she is being bullied and they just, instead of dealing with the bully, kick her out. Like, that's wrong. Like, her family did a lot to get her into that school and to keep her, like, to keep the commute down. That's rough.
The trouble began in SK, the dad says. The bullying was dismissed by Virgil staff as typical for children of Grace's age. The lawsuit claims no real solution was ever presented, and the bullying continued. There were pushes, shoves, and then a hit to the face that left Grace with a 20-minute nosebleed.
Ooh.
Father says the bully told the teacher Grace had walked into a door, but the little girl told her mom otherwise. A few days later, Rogerson says the bully's mom sent home a card of apology. You are currently...
Wow, that's rough. That's a significant nosebleed. Hello, Gunfox. Good afternoon.
Which is more than the school did, he claims. Rogerson went into yet another school meeting to demand something be done and admits to raising his voice to a junior teacher who yawned in my face. You are current...
Wow. Wow. I would raise my voice too if I was in there trying to deal with an issue. Even if it wasn't bullying. Like, even if it was like schoolwork or something and a teacher yawned in my face, I would be like, hey, am I boring? I'm sorry, is my child's education boring to you? Like, that's inappropriate.
When they were called in to meet the new headmistress about 10 days later, Grace's parents were optimistic that she'd come up with a plan to help their daughter. Instead, they were told Rogerson had been rude and aggressive to a teacher and Grace would have to leave.
Yeah, because, it's totally Grace's fault.
Related links. Link. By coincidence, Rogerson's statement of claim was issued just as news broke another lawsuit by parents of a bullied teen at St. Michael's College School.
Interesting.
Why do parents hide their bullies at private school? Because, I submit, they can, argues Rogerson's lawyer Leanne Ratley. Private schools risk no ministerial or governmental oversight. No one is minding the sheep in the independent meadow. Why wouldn't the bully wolf dine there?
Okay, that's a little over dramatic. Hello, Lindsay. What in the fresh hell did I walk into? I need more coffee to deal with this, says Lindsay. That's a good idea. Here, let me take a sip. Okay. You walked into a Toronto father suing a private school for kicking his bullied daughter out because in a meeting where he was attempting to deal with the bullying, a teacher allegedly yawned in his face, and so he got frustrated and raised his voice. So 10 days later, the school's headmistress was like, Yeah, your daughter has to leave now because you were rude and aggressive. So how was the rage yesterday? Oh, Skep and I were very upset. Well, if as far as the school cares, as you're right, you're always wrong. Well, these guys were apparently Asian Australian. Oh, that was awful. I read it, but I didn't read it on the stream. That made me, yeah.
And Mondell at post.
Okay, and that's the end of that article. So the next story is from Pink Hollow as well. So this one's interesting and amusing. And probably a troll, but well, Trump is probably trolling, but we'll see. Let's read. Come on. Come along, Safari. Behave, please. This is not amusing when you sit there and go, busy, busy. Lindsay says, so let me get this straight. The bullied daughter got kicked out of school because the dad was rude to the teacher. Scratch that. I'm drinking early today. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah. It's the patriarchy, says Uzi Q. He may not be white, but he's a man. That's true. That's very true. Hello, BLT. Well, sounds like I did my job, says Gunfox. Yes, you sure did. Trump read a typo off the teleprompter, says Dr. No. By the way, I try and find news stories that will break anyone, says Gunfox. That's true. Yeah, so Trump read a mix-up off the teleprompter, and that's what's going on here. Come on, Safari. Fuck's sakes. You loaded fine earlier. Why are you being this way? What? Why you gotta be like that, Safari? Why? Why you got to be like that? Like, it is just stuck. Do I hear a cat scratching themselves? No, I just moved my chair and it scraped my desk. Oh, there's the video.
Safari busy.
We're building a wall in
Busy.
Colorado. We're building a beautiful wall, a big one that really works, that you can't get over, you can't get under. And we're building a wall in Texas. And we're not building a wall in Kansas, but they get the benefit of the walls that we just mentioned.
Oh, that's funny as hell. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's amazing. That is amazing. I did find a very cool news story that you might like, says Gunfox. Not raging, but very cool. Oh, cool, Gunfox. Tomorrow will be meh for the news unless Pincolo can find something. Ah, well, I'm sure we'll find it. Okay, apparently I'm not going to be able to read this stupid story because the Independent is being not very independent. God damn, those guys who work at my old steel shop are pussies. Why, honey? Did they fail to carry something that's like 20 pounds? That's my president, says Zombie Teddy. He's never boring, at least. That's true. That's true. But that's just too funny. And now we're going to read this story from Gunfox. California driver dies after crashing McLaren into light pole, reports say. So this is a Fox News story. So let's read about this McLaren driver.
The driver of a luxury Link sports car died Wednesday after crashing the car into a light pole in the southern Link, California, of Laguna Hills. The red McLaren quickly became engulfed in flames after it slammed into the pole about 10:30 a.m., the Orange County Register Link reported.
So I wonder how fast this person was going to ignite their vehicle on impact. No, just the 100-pound skid. That they need help with that kind of thing. Meanwhile, I can still throw all the people that work there at the door. Yeah, that's true. Just another dead, retarded liberal. Nothing new. Says Gunfox. Hello, Moonshock. He pulled a Paul Walker. Oh. Must be a low-end McLaren if they call it a luxury sports car. About 90 plus miles per hour is a guess, says Gunfox. Well, let's see if there's a picture.
The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. No other people were inside the car.
Well, that's good.
Link. Link. Laguna Hills, 10:30. This morning OCFA responded to a TCW/fire at Alicia and PDV. Upon arrival, units found a single vehicle that had crashed into a light stand and caught fire. The driver of the vehicle was deceased. OCSD is investigating the cause of the accident.
So that's the tweet.
Link image. View image on Twitter.
And that's the picture.
Laguna Hills. Link image. View image on Twitter.
So these are the pictures of the I don't know if you guys can see them. I'm going to say 135 miles per hour and a 45, says Pincolo. Let's see.
Link image. View link. Like 100 link. He told the paper he heard the car's engines rev shortly before he heard a jewelry store worker nearby describe a chaotic scene. He told the paper he heard the car's engines rev shortly before he heard the bang. He said bystanders tried to respond to the crash, but the flames were out of control and parts of the car began to pop. He said one hubcap flew about 30 feet in the air and slammed back down on the ground.
God damn. It's lucky nobody got hurt. If it's in Laguna Hills, yeah, he's definitely going over 100, says Pincolo. Ah. Well, people need to stop speeding down the roads, says Gunfox. I am in full agreement with you on that one. Or they would not go full Darwin Award. Yeah.
Link. The identity of the driver was not immediately released. The Orange County Sheriff's Department is working to determine what caused the crash. McLarens are typically priced between $200,000 and more than $1 million, depending on model and features.
Yeah, so I wonder which one he had. Death by Darwinism at its finest. Yep. If you wanted to do some drag racing, there's a racetrack somewhere in California. Yep, I'm sure there are many. Many racetracks. So here's another one from Gunfox here. So 15 additional fentanyl arrests and 49 indictments in Arkansas drug trafficking ring. So that's quite a bit of a drug bust, which is good. Speeding is, I bet, a factor. And driver is a dumbass who is driving too fast for his skill level. Yep. So here we go. Let's read about this.
Investigators have dismantled 3 drug trafficking rings in Link, Arkansas, and arrested 15 additional people on Wednesday in the 3rd Link, major law enforcement operation. In October, it was all part of an effort to disrupt the flow of the Link drug fentanyl, said Cody Highland, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Arkansas.
Well, that's good, though. Like 3 different drug trafficking rings, 15 people, 49 indictments. That's not a bad... That's not a bad haul. Pincalo, I bet Blind was hearing her phone go buzz, buzz, buzz all morning. Yes, I was, actually.
The arrests were part of an ongoing sting operation that began in June 2018, in which officers from the FBI and Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, Little Rock field office went undercover in 3 major drug rings, dubbed Clifton Williams, Desmond Kelly and Montario Fuller drug trafficking organizations, to take down the major distributors of the fatal opioid. Fentanyl contributed to over 70,000 deaths in 2017, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC.
70,000. Wow. That's a lot of deaths for just one thing in 1 year.
The 3 separate investigations, 2 which are being handled by the FBI and the 3rd by the DEA, resulted in 49 indictments and dozens of federal charges of drug and firearm offenses.
Good. Good. Cartel, haul them back to Mexico. Yep.
Link, Southern California fentanyls. Link, large amounts of high-quality, low-cost heroin and fentanyl are contributing to a record number of overdose deaths and life-threatening addictions nationwide, Scott Reinhardt, the assistant special agent in charge of the FBI Little Rock office, said at a press conference. To address this, in the last few months, the Little Rock field office and the FBI, in collaboration with its partners, have arrested 45 individuals who were directly involved in the sale and distribution of opioids, including heroin and fentanyl.
Good. That's I am totally down with that. Look at it this way, 70,000 less druggies to do crime and buy more drugs. I guess. I mean, but not everybody that gets hooked on these things were druggies to begin with. Like some of them were legitimate medical patients at one point in time who were given highly addictive painkillers for treatment and not managed properly. And then they, doctor realizes, oh shit, they're addicted and just cuts them off. And then they've got to find a way to deal with the withdrawal somehow. And then, boom, you've got a drug addict. I mean, yeah, there are people who make the choice to shoot heroin and, that's a problem. But, not everybody wants and chooses to do drugs. They are prescribed them and end up in this cycle. So
Reinhardt said officers seized a total of 1,600 grams of fentanyl.
wow.
You are currently up.
Wow, that's a lot of fentanyl.
Link, as well as 5,000 link, the equivalent of 25,000 doses of the drug.
Holy fuck.
As well as 5,000 fentanyl pills, 21,000 grams of methamphetamine, 53,000 grams of cocaine, and 28 firearms from the three groups. A total of 23 defendants were indicted from the Clifton Williams drug trafficking organization.
Notice how there were only 28 guns among the 3 trafficking rings. So that's not even 10 guns per group. Notice how the more lethal thing in this bust were the drugs and not the guns. Just a side note here. Just thought I'd point that out.
In addition, Williams employed associates who were part of the Peru Bloods gang and were operating out of West Little Rock, where they conducted drug transactions at prominent retail locations, although Highland declined to specify the name of the store.
I bet you he did.
We are faced with a real crisis as it relates to the potency of this drug, Highland said. I think that it's important to note that this is being mixed with heroin and cocaine and methamphetamines and even being laced with marijuana. People that are using the other drugs have a real opportunity to face a fatal overdose and they've got no idea what's coming, he added.
Okay, who's gonna put fentanyl with pot? Like, I mean, you guys are saying that fentanyl is cheap, but really, who is going to lace fentanyl with, or lace pot with fentanyl?
17 people are facing 37 charges having ties to the Desmond Kelly drug trafficking organization. As of Wednesday afternoon, authorities said only one man, identified as Jamie Guff, was still on the loose.
1 out of 17, that's not a bad haul. I hope they get him.
Link. FBI officials will also charge 9 people from the Ontario Fuller drug trafficking organization with 21 counts of drug and firearm-related offenses. Justin King, Assistant Special Agent of the DA Little Rock office, said that the drugs were mostly always coming out of China and were being funneled to Arkansas from Mexico coming across the border.
So they go from China to Mexico to Arkansas. Okay. So it's it's opium, right? They lace fentanyl with everything and use filler to get the weight up. Just like the same people that soak their joints in morphine before they smoke them, whatever gets them super high. Jesus Christ.
Vandana Rambran is a reporter covering news and politics at Fox News.
Okay, so that's the end of that article. I'm glad they made those arrests. And then we're going to move on to this gem of an article. This is another story from Fox News.
Capital A.
So this is a Marine veteran who's been sentenced to life in prison for stabbing a construction worker to death.
Link. Marine veteran was sentenced to life in prison without parole on Wednesday for link. Stabbing a construction worker to death. In link. Oceanside. In link. Oceanside, California.
So Oceanside, California.
Mikhail Schmidt, 33, claimed a secret government agency made him kill 37-year-old Jacob Bravo, a plumber in training, on March 8, 2017. He was found guilty of first-degree murder. Jurors also determined that Schmidt committed the act after lying in wait, which made him ineligible for parole.
Really? Did they not have him psychologically evaluated for PTSD and paranoia? Like how can you not have a psychological evaluation for this guy? Let's read on and see if they've done that.
Schmidt killed Bravo because he craved the taste of blood, he said in a video confession to police.
Okay, really? You're gonna charge this guy with first-degree murder? He is clearly ill. Clearly. That never happens, says Pincolo. That's true. Laugh my ass off, psych evals. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, seriously, how could you not find this guy insane? I'm
Link, according to NBC San Diego. Schmidt served 6 tours in Iraq and suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder PTSD, his lawyer said, arguing that his client was motivated by his PTSD and mental health issues.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy is clearly ill. I mean, there is no way that a sane person does something like this. He is clearly mentally ill. This is crazy. I mean, yes, I think he definitely needs to be institutionalized, right? But in a mental institution, not in a jail.
Link, Illinois boy, not. The Marine vet told jurors during the trial in September that Agent Orange activated him to kill the man, whom he did not know. Schmidt also told jurors about mind-controlling nanobits he believed injected him during boot camp.
See? He is clearly suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and paranoid delusions. This is clearly a mentally ill man, and he should not be charged with murder. He should be declared insane.
Schmidt testified about his PTSD and medical history, including head injuries, substance abuse and alcoholism, NBC reported. But a forensic clinical psychologist testified that Schmidt tested off the charts as a pathological liar who pretends emotions like love or remorse based on social cues.
Okay, so he seems like a sociopath, but this guy is a loon, institutionalize him, says Moonshock. Yeah. But I mean, can't people with chronic traumatic brain injury and PTSD test as sociopaths because their frontal cortex has been damaged? I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that frontal cortex damage affects your reasoning, your rationality, and your empathy. You end up being completely changed. Your personality, it's non-compos mentis. Yeah, Dog, you're right. I don't know. Maybe we should get my head checked and find out, says Piccolo. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Link, California Sheriff's deputy shot dead. Schmidt last month pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Jurors later decided Schmidt was sane at the time of the murder and he was convicted, Deputy District Attorney Cal Logan said, according to Fox 5.
Okay, so the jury said that he was not insane, and so they've convicted him.
Link. San Diego. Period. Camp Pendleton in California. Image. Your
Okay,
current.
so that's
Period.
Camp Pendleton.
A Marine Corps spokesperson told NBC that Schmidt was honorably discharged in August 2013 with the rank of Staff Sergeant. His last assignment was as a combat instructor at Camp Pendleton's Infantry Training Battalion, West. Kathleen Bravo, the victim's mother, spoke after the sentencing about her son. You said, he's nobody, and so I decided to speak, she said, per NBC. You do not get to decide whose life has value or not, Kathleen Bravo added, saying her son was one of a kind, a little spitfire. He was funny, stubborn, creative, smart, hyper, and soft-hearted. You are currently up.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, well, the doctors laugh at me every time I try and talk about it, so fuck, no point. I know, honey. It's crap.
Link. Click here for the Associated Press contributed to this report.
So that's that story. That's kind of sad. So here's the update on James Younger. I'm a little bit happy about this. So it says James Younger 7 to have Texas judge decide fate amid parents transgender custody battle. Texas Governor Abbott weighs in. And I'm glad that the governor is weighing in. I'm very happy about this. This is good. Because somebody in some form needs to be somebody needs to say something. Gunfox says Pincolo, shoot, when I talk about shit, I get thrown in the mental ward for 6 to 9 weeks. Oh, fuck, Gunfox, that's rough.
Capital A. Link. Texas. Dad's desperate battle to keep his 7-year-old child from undergoing a gender transition championed by the biological male's mother has captured the attention of conservatives nationwide, including the Lone Star State's governor, who announced a review of the case by top officials, even as all involved await a pivotal court ruling Thursday that could alter sister's life forever.
I'm sorry. Do you really have to say that it's conservatives that it's affecting? Because I'm pretty sure it's affecting everybody right of insane left. I highly doubt that it is just conservatives that are looking at this case and going, what in the fuck? So that's very disingenuous. I really think it is way more than just conservatives that are bothered by this case. I think it's anybody that is not that shit lefty insane that's going, whoa, lady, you don't get to do this to your kid.
Jeff Younger petitioned the court earlier this month for sole custody of his twins, James and Jude, in an effort to prevent their mother, Dr. Ann Georgulis, from allowing James to begin hormone replacement therapy.
Which, this good on this dad for fighting for his kids, because the court system is so stacked against dads that a lot of dads just give up, right? They don't fight it. But this dad is fighting tooth and nail for his kids, and I really hope that he doesn't give up. I know that it's probably very, very tempting to give up. But it's just, ugh.
Link. Christian doctor of Jeff Younger petitioned earlier this month for sole custody of his twins, James and Jude, in an effort to prevent their mother, Ann Georgillis, from allowing James to begin hormone replacement therapy. Image.
So this is a
Link.
picture of,
Jeff
I
Younger-
guess,
Je-
of them.
Jeff
Younger, maybe.
According to Georgillis, who works as a pediatrician, James is transgender, identifies as a girl, likes to wear dresses and goes by the name Luna. Younger believes the opposite, however, and is arguing James is a happy boy and a social transition or medical transition would not be in his best interest.
It wouldn't. Even if he was saying that he was, a girl and transgender and all that, he's too young to go through this. He needs to grow up and develop. This is
Link. The Texan reported. Frame. James' mom, who divorced from Jeff Younger, initially filed a petition for joint conservatorship which required Younger to affirm the child's identity by using the name Luna, something recommended by James' therapists. In response, Younger filed for sole custody, but on Monday, a jury returned a verdict in favor of Georgillis.
Yeah, because the jury is batshit insane. I don't understand how any jury could look at what's going on and going, yeah, let's give the custody to the person who wants to give their child a hormone blocker. This is fucking crazy. And this video here.
In link, heading level 2, heading left link, watch later as black, watch, share, play, button, and press YouTube video.
Oh, you're a boy, right?
No, I'm a girl.
Who told you you were a girl?
Mommy,
When did she tell you you were a girl?
because I love girls.
Oh, I see. So mommy told you you were a girl?
Uh-huh.
Does mommy do anything else like with a girl with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Like kisses.
What does she do?
She do put them on me.
She puts dresses on you? Oh wow. And what else does she do?
She buys my headbands
Uh-huh.
and she get me hair clips,
Oh, hair clips? Okay. What else?
some microphones,
What else?
like a skeleton.
Does she do anything with your fingers?
Yeah.
What?
She paints my nails.
Why does she do that?
Because I just like nail polish.
Oh. So mommy puts you in a dress and puts nail polish on you?
Mm-hmm.
And what does mommy tell you?
She tells me I'm a girl.
Oh, okay. Do you think you're a girl?
Uh-huh.
You do? Is that why you wear this, so that you can have long hair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Video player group. Full you
So
button. YouTube video
that is
player
when
group.
he's
Full
3.
screen.
That's him at 3. Just so you guys know. That's fucked up. That's just I'm really glad the governor is taking an interest in this case.
Although a judge will have the final say over the custody battle Thursday afternoon, Governor Greg Abbott, a Republican, waded into the controversy Wednesday night as the case began making ripples nationwide, saying the state will be reviewing the case.
It doesn't matter what he is. A Republican, a fucking Democrat, an independent. He is somebody with a fucking brain in his head. I don't care what political leanings are. Why does it matter? Why do you have to point this shit out? I don't care what his politics are. He's doing something to try and help this child. Come on, Fox News.
For your information, the matter of 7-year-old James Younger is being looked into by the Texas Attorney General's Office and the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, Abba tweeted. Younger argues James is a happy boy and that social transition or medical transition would not be in his best interest. Image.
Okay, so I think that's another picture of them.
Jeff Younger. Link. Click here to get a judge's decision in favor of Georgulus could allow her to move forward with plans to potentially give James puberty blockers after she received a letter of recommendation from Dallas Rainbow Therapy, urging James to receive a full psychological assessment for gender dysphoria and potentially take hormone blockers. The link. Washington Examiner reported.
Dallas Rainbow Therapy. Really? Really? That's just stupid. So let's move on to the other thing the other titular article. We're going to read about Yaniv and how the transgender activists are all pissed off that she lost her case. And I say she and her with the utmost disdain. The utmost disdain. I thought psychology was supposed to help people, says cynical Lindsay, not enable potential harm to a child. You would think. You know how I love their way to actually fix gender dysphoria. So just let it go through and push the mental illness. Yeah. Dallas Rainbow Therapy? That sounds like a conversion place, not away from gay, but towards. Yeah. It You're not wrong, honey. It really does sound like a straight conversion therapy. So let's read about this ridiculous bullshit. This is from the Star.
Wednesday, October 23rd, Vancouver. In recent months, Morgane Uger has received a torrent of online hate, more than typical, lumping her in with trans woman Jessica Yaniv, whose controversial wax case was dismissed by BC's Human Rights Tribunal this week.
Then you should be angry at Yaniv, not us.
Social media users accused the transgender rights advocate of being part of a cult of transgender scam artists along with Yaniv, and viciously attacked Uger's physical appearance.
Again, when you have somebody like Yaniv speaking out for your community, this is what happens. And you know what? We fucking warned you that this was going to happen. So shut up. We warned you that there was going to be fringe people on these outskirts of your community that you really don't want speaking for you. And you were like, that's transphobic. And now look what's going on. Now look what's happening. You got men pretending to be trans women wanting to swim with little children without their parents, running around suing people because they don't want to wax their balls. And you're wondering why people are a little bit upset. Are you shitting me right now?
None of the people who commented for this story were involved in the court case, but all noted spikes in online hate against trans people since the Yaniv case came to public attention.
Again, what do you expect?
Yaniv had filed a complaint with the Human Rights Tribunal against 7 women in companies in the Vancouver area that refused to wax the hair from her male genitals, while others wouldn't wax her arms or legs. Demanded a total of $100,000 in costs.
From her male genitals. From her male genitals. What the This is actually a legitimate sentence in a legitimate newspaper article. Her male genitals. Oh my God.
On Tuesday, the tribunal ruled that Yaniv tried to use the complaint as a weapon to extort or bully another person into a financial settlement and ordered that she pay $6,000 to those she accused.
Ha ha. You sue people for $500,000 and bullshit charges. They're gonna make you pay. He should just be a real man and wax his own goddamn balls. Well done, honey. Well done. Oh, that was awesome. I love it.
Tribunal member Devin Casino said Yaniv had a pattern of filing human rights complaints that target small businesses for personal financial gain and to punish certain ethnic groups that she perceives as hostile to the rights of LGBTQ people.
Yep, that's exactly what she's doing. Well done. Finally, the British Columbia Human Rights Tribunal does something right. Holy fuck, it's about time.
Now, Ogre and other advocates worry the ruling could embolden transphobia, while the public loses sight of how marginalized the community still is in Vancouver.
Are you serious? So because the Human Rights Tribunal called out somebody who was doing something wrong, you're going to blame them for people being wary of trans people and not Yaniv for the damage that they've done to this community. Really? Are you fucking kidding me right now? That's disgusting. That is absolutely so disingenuous that you can't even look at the fringes of your own community and trim the rot off of it. You've got to blame the people that are calling that bad part of it out and go, well, now everyone's gonna hate us more. And it's your fault for exposing the person who's making it harder for us. Why didn't you just ignore it? Like, what? Whoa. Legitimate newspaper? It's the Star. There's nothing legitimate about the Star. It's a left rag. I mean legitimate as in, like, they have a subscription base, I don't know. I don't know. A paper that should hold themselves to some standard.
I think some people will misunderstand and say the ruling means they're allowed to discriminate, Ogre said.
How stupid do you think the rest of us are? That we're going to look at Yaniv and then we're going to look at an actual trans person and think that they are the same thing. Are you that angry at straight people or people who identify as the gender that they were born as, that you think that they're going to look at Yaniv and look at an actually trans person and compare the two in any sort of way? Why do you hate yourself so much? Why can't you be happy as a trans person? Why do you have to think that? Perhaps you should get your own issues sorted out first before you start projecting them onto the general public. Because that's really kind of insulting. That's like saying this is exactly okay. Here's the analogy. That is like saying that convicting a gay pedophile is going to make everyone think that all gay people are pedophiles because you've convicted one gay pedophile. So now it's okay to hate gays because one gay pedophile got convicted of being a pedophile. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? And how disingenuous and insulting that is? What activist are you that you would say such a horrible thing about your community? That's like a blind activist. Like that's like a blind activist say. Let's say a blind person does something terrible, and they get sent to jail. And a blind advocate, an activist, goes, well, now everyone's going to think that blind people are murderers. So, they really shouldn't have sent that guy to jail because, now everyone's going to just think that every blind person is a knife-wielding maniac and they should go to jail. Just fuck off.
Morgane Uger, a Vancouver trans rights activist, said she received a torrent of hate online from people who lumped her in with trans woman Jessica Yaniv, whose controversial waxing case was dismissed by BC's Human Rights Tribunal this week. Image.
This person's last name is Ogre.
Button heading level 3. You might be interested.
So that's the end of that article. I think. Let me... Oh, no, it's not. Let's keep going.
Meanwhile, trans people have virtually no legal protections against online hate. People harassed me over Yaniv's behavior just because I am also transgender.
No legal protection against online hate. Trans people have no legal protection against online hate. Ugh. That's just... What? To straight male? No, just copious amounts of laws against online harassment and bullying. No, but there's no laws against online bullying, online hate, fucking moron, says Piccolo. Yeah. This is...
The flood of negativity has saddened veteran Vancouver trans rights activist. Link. Tammy Starlight, who says that people are quick to attack trans notifications. 12 close. Slit Black, who says that people are quick to attack trans people as a group.
Because you people are defending Yaniv instead of fucking disavowing Yaniv. You guys are bitching at the Human Rights Tribunal for saying that Yaniv was wrong when he clearly was. So you're going to shit on the Human Rights Tribunal for doing their job and recognizing this is not a human rights violation, that Yaniv is clearly scamming people. And you're instead of saying, hey, we as a trans community do not condone the way Yaniv is acting. No, you're going to go, fuck you, PC Human Rights Commission. You said that he's wrong, so therefore you make us all look bad, and now everyone's going to hate us because of you. As Blair White said, says Ginger Snap, if the community won't speak out against Yaniv, then everyone will think they endorse her. Exactly. Lindsay says, we've been trying to warn you that there would be ramifications for not announcing predators like this from the trans community. Yeah. I'm starting to think that this fight against pedophilia is becoming a failed fight. I hope not. I really hope not. Oh, and my O&M instructor is on her way. She had a cancellation today, and she could fit me in after the stream, so. And I'm talking about both Canada and the US, says Pincalo. I think the fight is fucked now. Let me just quickly text her back. Okay, just text me. Get here. Okay. All right. So this is ridiculous. Only total submission to the salient minority will be tolerated, says the next 6 minutes. Apparently. Apparently so.
The waxing case has been massively negative. Things have gotten worse all of a sudden, Starlight said, noting an uptick she's observed in transphobic remarks, including public speeches from far-right figures who espouse hateful beliefs.
The reason there has been negativity around this case is because the plaintiff in this case is a fucking pedophile who is making your community look like shit, and you are letting him making your community look like shit. Because you clearly don't care about your rights in your community. Otherwise, you would say something.
Anytime there's a marginalized group, there's a tendency to lump everybody together, said Simon Fraser University sociologist Ann Travers.
No. When the marginalized group doesn't take steps to ostracize and disavow the people who fuck things up for them, then people go, hey, marginalized group, what's with that? You know, they're talking about Blair White when they're talking about the right people, right? Says Pincalo. Yep. It's pretty obvious.
FSK, this happens to people of color, too. They're not allowed to be imperfect. It's an expectation that you have to be absolutely perfect because inclusion is riding on your shoulders. That's unbelievably unfair.
What? Who the fuck? What? Inclusion is riding on the shoulders of the minor. What? How is it on the shoulders of the minority to be included in the majority? I'm confused. And whoever said you had to be perfect to be included? See, the language in this article is what I mean by normalizing pedophilia. See what they called it. Yeah, you're right. This is crazy. This is disturbing, actually.
Related stories.
Thank fuck it's over, I think. Let me just jump through these links to make sure. Oh, look, no, it's not. According to Simon Fraser's sociologist Ann Travers, anytime there's a marginalized group, there's a tendency to lump everybody together. She said there's expectations that you have to be absolutely perfect because inclusion is right on your shoulders. That's unbelievably unfair. And that's the picture. So that's that ridiculous bullshit article. All these soft language articles talking about how they were oppressed. It's going to trigger a bad thing within the next 5 years. You know what, honey? I think you're right. That's a good prediction. We're gonna look at this Gizmodo article and laugh at them. And then we're gonna look at a really cool article about a bird. And that will take us to the end of the stream. So this says 2019 had the smallest ozone hole on record. No thanks to us. So this is from 2 days ago. So it's still, it's not too old. So this is the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. So let's read here. The tone of this article is so whiny. I read it on Tuesday before the stream, so I remember. When am I wrong? I hate being right, says Pencalo. Just call me Nostra Driving. Okay.
In 2019, good news is in short supply, let alone news showing we can actually solve a pressing global problem. So folks, savor this. The ozone hole hit its smallest maximum extent ever recorded. It just, comes with a tiny caveat. The ozone hole hit its lowest maximum extent on record, in part due to a shift in the polar vortex. Yes, there's one in the southern hemisphere, too, that caused a heat wave 12 or so miles above Antarctica. The blink. Spike in temperatures in the portion of the atmosphere known as the stratosphere helped limit conditions that cause ozone-depleting chemicals to form, while humans have certainly blink reduced our emissions of those chemicals. We can't take much credit for this year's record small ozone hole, but hey, I'm still calling it a W for humanity in 2019.
You mean the Western countries reduced their emissions and China and India still merrily dumped shit into the atmosphere. And the weather and the atmospheric conditions were responsible for closing the gap. But you're still going to call it a win for humanity. Oh, okay.
NASA blink reported the new record on Monday, noting the ozone hole grew to 6.3 million square miles, 16.4 million square kilometers, on September 9th and has since begun to contract to 3.9 million square miles, 10 million square kilometers, or less for the rest of the month in October. That contraction is extremely rare. The ozone hole usually remains fairly open through mid-October before slowly mending by December.
So it opens and closes? That's kind of weird.
Complimentary. Blink. When the world gets its act together, it can actually solve big problems. Case in point, the ozone. Blink. Read more.
Are you serious? That's your... Oh no, it's not how... Okay, good. That's not how they're ending that. Okay, good.
Blink. End of main. Gizmodo logo.
Come
Safari
on.
busy.
Come on.
Busy.
Oh,
Image.
fuck off.
End of Gizmodo logo. Walt Earthers email newsletter.
Oh, no, that is how they're going to end it. Oh, wow. That's pretty sad. Well done, Gizmodo. You suck. It's a huge planet. I doubt we really have that much effect on the planet. Yeah. It opens and closes and moves locations almost like it's not really there. Yeah. Yeah. So this is really interesting. This is kind of cool. And there's even a little video to play with it. So we're going to read this story, and this will be the end of the stream afterwards. The white bellbird is the loudest bird in the world. So this is a bird from the Amazon. Male blasts his deafening song at female from close range. So it says, now recognized as the loudest bird in the world, Amazon white bellbird calls have a sound pressure about 3 times more than the impus, another Amazon species now demoted to the second loudest bird. Okay. Cool. So let's read about the white bellbird.
It may be as small as a cooing pigeon, but this bird can belt it out louder than a jackhammer. New measurements show the white bellbird, a fruit-eating, tree-top bird in the northern mountains of the Amazon rainforest, has broken the record for the loudest bird song in the world, peaking at 125 decibels on average.
Wow. That's pretty loud for a tiny bird. That's a racist bird. That's funny, Mr. Goatman.
When the male takes a deep breath and sings, it sounds a bit like the bird is screaming hockey, but with a ringing tone that is its namesake. It's more than 9 decibels louder and has 3 times the sound pressure compared to the previous record holder, a relative called the screaming piha, researchers. Link. Reporting current biology this week.
Interesting.
Period. In fact, its peak volume is higher than that of an 8-lane highway and similar to that of a clanging pile driver, says Jeffrey Pottis, a biologist at the University of Massachusetts and lead author of the study.
Wow, it's louder than a highway? That's pretty crazy. And it's a small bird.
The arresting call is one of the distinctive features males use to court females, along with their snow-white plumage and a long, fleshy black, worm-like ornament near their beaks. In case you're wondering, the goal isn't to attract females from far away. The males scream while twirling right in front of them.
Wow.
It's bizarre, Pottis said. Females are similar in size, but jade green with dark streaks. A male only prepares to sing when the female sidles up next to him and is there. The male sings its first note with its back to the female, then turns suddenly.
Interesting.
It's really dramatic. You see this bird spinning around, and he's got his beak wide open, Pottis said, and he blasts the second note right in the place female would have been had she not been smart enough to back off. Watch loudest bird button.
Okay, so I'm gonna push play on this, and hopefully I'll back up a tiny bit. I'll move up a tiny bit. Hopefully you'll see this.
Press watch. 3 days ago.
That's the bird. That's crazy. So that's the let me go back to the story here. Where's the... There we go. So that's the video of the white bellbird. There's a bit more of the article below the video, so let me try and... There it goes. Okay. Yes, close. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
The white bellbird gives its record-breaking call. 0. Typically, the females know to fly off to avoid being deafened.
Yeah, I would hope so. That's crazy. That sounds spooky, says Check Your Logic. It sounds like an elk. Really? You have pink eye? Oh no. No, it's called a bellbird, Dr. No. It sounds like a demon from hell. Okay, and
When you watch them, it looks like they don't like it, said Potas. It's pretty socially awkward.
yeah, I bet it is.
Cutting level 2. Rip tabs. You were correct.
So I'm gonna quickly go and check my Twitter DMs because I haven't gotten a text message from my O&M instructor yet. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's see. So this says Quentin Tarantino won't recut Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for China. Oh, interesting. Let's see here.
Quentin Tarantino. End of Franco originally / Getty Images. Busy third part cutting level 2. Quentin Tarantino has no intention of recutting his link. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to appease China's censors.
Haha, good on you, Tarantino. Good on you. This can lead to blindness. I've had it for 2 weeks. Do you have drops now, dude? Did they give you drops? Because as long as you get the antibiotic drops and you take them as instructed, you may need to have a pretty strong prescription for you may need a pretty strong prescription because it's been so long. But as long as you stick with that regimen, you should be okay. Let's see. At least someone won't, says Ginger Snap. Yeah, no kidding, right?
A source close to the situation tells The Hollywood Reporter that the author is taking a take it or leave it stance in the wake of Chinese regulators pulling the film from the schedule a week before its October 25th release in the country.
Good.
TR. Link. Reported Friday that the release of the acclaimed pic, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, had been put on hold indefinitely. No explanation was given to Sony Pictures Entertainment, the studio behind the film, as to why. Sony declined to comment. The decision to halt the release is speculated to be over Tarantino's portrayal of the late martial arts hero Bruce Lee, who was of Chinese descent.
Okay.
As THR previously reported, sources close to Beijing-based Bona Film Group, which is one of the investors in the film, and China's Film Bureau say Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee, made a direct appeal to China's National Film Administration, asking that it demand changes to her father's portrayal in the pic. Friends and family of the Hollywood action star have criticized Tarantino for his depiction of Lee, saying it doesn't resemble the real-life man and is instead a caricature.
It's really? Really? That's... Just got home, says Skep. This is ridiculous. He's a caricature. They seen any of his movies, says Ginger Snap? Apparently not.
But Tarantino, who is known to be opposed to any kind of tinkering with his films and has final cut rights included in his contract, has no plans to bring the movie back to the editing bay, especially given that China has offered no explanation for what is objectionable in the film, which revolves around the events leading up to the infamous Manson family murders of 1969.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Tarantino is basically saying fuck off. Tarantino is going off what he saw in theaters, which was the English dub of the original Bruce Lee movies. Yeah. Big Sigh, what is up? Not much. I'm done. Oh, I was yelling and screaming earlier, but I'm okay now.
One source suggested that China may finally be balking at Once Upon a Time's violence, which is graphic at times but far less than a typical Tarantino film. Even though regulators initially approved it for release there, Bona was poised to handle distribution duties in China for the China launch.
Oh my goodness. So that is basically that article. Hold on. Okay. So my orientation instructor is here. She has just parked. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and enjoyed watching and listening. If you are awake tonight at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, please come to the Minions of the Zoo channel because Prospero will be the keeper and I will be there. I hope you guys can come and watch. And tomorrow is call-in day. So if you're around and you feel like joining the show, that will be your opportunity. I hope everybody has a really good Thursday and will be able to come back tomorrow and hang with me again. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys.